What's happening, guys? Blue Army HD here, and welcome back to another gear guide build video. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Warden and my current build that I'm using for him that's making me pretty successful with the Warden. So without any further ado, let's get straight into it. I'm going to check out the Helm first. The key two stats you want to look at for the Helm is defense and exhaustion recovery. You want to pretty much single those two stats out. You don't really need to worry about debuff resistance here because as you'll see with the Warden, you can run thick blood. That'll give you immunity from bleed damage, and it also pretty much takes out a lot of fire damage and like sort of elemental damages that you will face. So you don't need debuff resistance at all if you are running that feat with the Warden. Now we're gonna move on to the chest. For this, I went with an all-around chest piece because it seems in the current game now there's a lot of ganking going on. Doesn't matter what sort of game mode you'll be playing in, except for duels obviously, but there's a lot of ganking going around, so you want sort of an all-around defensive sort of build nowadays. So I went with I tried to get revenge mode defense the highest out of this out of my chest piece stat or chest piece stats. So I got defense at 3% plus, 11% plus on revenge mode defense, and then my duration is plus 9.2%. Moving on to the arms, I got all of this as well is all around. So my character is kind of an all-around character. We didn't really go too far into one certain stat. This is because the Warden, you're going to be using that vortex a lot, so you're going to want to regain your stamina and not have as much stamina cost when you are going into that vortex. So it's good to have a sort of all-around build with the Warden. It is different depending on your certain playstyle. If you're just a little bit more defensive, or if you're more all-out attack, you might want to go straight for just the stamina, the two stamina stats here. But now let's move on again to our blade. We're getting attack plus 4% here, and so the two stats here you want to look for are defense penetration and attack. Block damage, you don't really need too much because with our other stats we did go for a lot of defense. And defense penetration, no matter how high your actual defense or defensive stats you did put on your guy, defense penetration does take away a lot of that. So we're going for, as I play my Warden, we play pretty aggressive, so that's why I like to just go into my vortex, just throw attacks a lot. So that's why I went for defense penetration. And for all of these stats you want attack. You never want your attack minus because it does make a big difference on the field. Now for our health, we got our attack. The main stats I look for are attack and revive speed. It might be different for you if you play singles mode a lot, but I usually run a lot with my team, so I'm looking for revives all the time because we play Dominion majority of the time. So this one is pretty much preference wise if you want to get execution health, or you want to be a team player and go for revive speed, but you always want to have that attack high on this stat. Now we're gonna go for the guard. We got attack, revenge, and revenge mode attack all sort of balanced out. We went a little bit more for revenge gained on this one, just for that ganking potential that we do face a lot in nowadays For Honor. So you want to sort of have all your bases covered with the Warden, because as sooner you get into that revenge, and you can put out a lot more damage, because the Warden in revenge is pretty damn dangerous. You can actually beat 2v1s, sometimes 3v1s if your opponents don't know what you're doing. So overall I did actually go for an overall build with my Warden. Some stats you may want to change to your own personal preference, but I sort of went for an overall defensive and all-around build with my Warden. As we'll take a look at my hero right here. Now we'll just look at what sort of weapon gears I went. I went with the Catlin blade or Caltrain blade, the Kevin hilt. The only reason I went with this hilt is because I wasn't able to pull the Caltrain hilt. Other than that, I got the full Caltrain setup, and then everything else is just user preference. However you want to make your Warden look, that's what you're gonna end up going with. So let's take a look at the stats overview all together. Again, this is max 144 geared out Warden, and hopefully this little gear build gets a little extra pop in your step for whatever you sort of want to build your Warden into. because everyone does play different. I've seen a lot of Wardens turtle up, a lot of Wardens are more aggressive than me, so some of these stats you may want to tweak here and there, but overall for me this build does work quite damn well. It's making me win a lot more matches than I was before, and we'll just quickly go through the feats. I'm using body count, thick blood, second wind, and sometimes I'll use morale booster or catapult. That one's again preference wise, but hopefully this video helps you guys out, and I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.